where from something has come. And if you get an opportunity, do give them examples, real life examples and lively explanations. Give them real life examples to make the chapter very subtle, so that it enters their brain automatically, easily. In case it is a drama, dramatize. Today itself we did it in the school. Dramatize it. Take the help of the co-teachers. Somebody who speaks well, somebody who has a good diction, who has a good grasp on language. Take the help of those teachers and you enact that drama, if it's a drama. Give a pictorial representation if possible. You can even draw it on the board. You know, that also makes a lot of difference. Draw it on the board. That will make it very interesting. I'm still trying, Arvind sir. Okay, if I can send it to you, I mean, I will be the happiest person if I can send it to you. I'm still trying. Something is happening. I don't know why it is happening only with my laptop, and I get so irritated and I have to work so hard on it, and then it happens like this. Anyway, so, you know, you have to give a full-throated, full volume, full-throated explanation. A language teacher cannot be soft, cannot be soft in voice, cannot be soft in volume. You have to be very, very expressive. You know, your eyes, your body language, your stance, the way you are standing, the way you are moving. You can't sit at one place and you cannot explain something. You cannot just stand at one corner and explain something. This is, of course, not done. You have to give a presence in the classroom. You know, children should be glued to you. Children should look at you. They should feel, yes, my teacher is explaining this in such a nice manner. And in between, you know, ask questions. Ask questions as much as possible. If you do so, you know, they will feel that they are present in the class and their presence is being appreciated. So give them that feel. So this is what is the second thing that we must do. Full volume, as I told you. Very important that you are looking at even the last child sitting in the classroom. Ask that child if the need be, what he has understood. If he has some other explanation, if he thinks he is having some other explanation, he can of course do so. Ask that person to give you that explanation. Make them stand up, talk. If there are small, you know, like I was telling about drama, take the help of the other teachers. You can even take the help of the students. Sometimes they are brilliant. You can bring them in front of you. You can bring them in front of the class and make them speak to one another, talk, give them parts of the story and tell them to talk about it. You will find there's a lot of difference. It will make a lot of difference. So in this context, I would like to come to one particular chapter, which you all must be knowing, those who are teaching standard 10, and many people who do not know this story will also understand this story because a very famous Hindi movie has been made on this, and it's quite recent. So it is on The Last Leaf. And Last Leaf has been written by O. Henry. So Last Leaf has 3 characters only: Johnsy, Sue, and Burman. Burman is an old painter, an old artist. And Johnsy and Sue are 2 girls who are very good friends, but belong to very poor, has a very poor background. So they stay in an apartment. And once it so happens the weather conditions are very bad, so Johnsy falls sick. And Johnsy starts believing, Johnsy is very low in mood, is not able to appreciate anything, is very quiet, and always keeps staring outside. So Sue goes to Johnsy and tells, what are you looking at? What is your problem? Why are you so disturbed? So Johnsy says that actually, I know I won't be able to, I won't live a long time. I said, why do you think so? Because somehow I feel that there is a plant right in front of my room, and that is an ivy plant, an ivy climber. And the number of leaves which are there in it, I know according to the fall of the leaves, my life will come to an end. So when the last leaf will fall, I will die. This is told by Johnsy to Sue. Sue doesn't like it at all. Sue is very disturbed. Sue feels very bad. And Sue thinks that something must be done. I, being a very good friend of Johnsy, how can I let this happen? So Sue tries to, lift her spirit, uplift her spirit a bit, with in different ways. Says, come on, eat, be happy, don't feel so bad. Why do you feel so bad? Nothing of this sort is going to happen. And keeps on uplifting her, rejuvenating her, trying to do so, but is not able to. One day, Birdman comes. Birdman lives in the basement of that same apartment. And Birdman, as I told you, is a very good artist, but doesn't get much time, much money, and is not a successful person. And he has been waiting from a long time to make a masterpiece. Sue tells Birdman that, my friend is very low and is very sad and has very ill health, and she thinks that when the last leaf of that ivy climber will fall, I will die. She will die. So Birdman says, no, nothing of this sort is going to happen. I am there. I'll be there. All of us will together do something about this girl, and we'll not let it happen. That day, one particular night, it kept on, the wind kept on blowing, and at a high speed, and there was rain and wind and everything possible. The weather was very inclement. And then I think, I have been able to join. I have to close this. Just a minute. Just bear with me a little bit. I think I will be able to connect. Okay. So still we are connecting. It's getting connected. So Birdman tells that, okay, that night it was raining, and there was a wind also. So after that, and Sue was getting very tensed that today I am 100% sure the last leaf will fall, and I don't know how I am going to manage this situation and what will happen to my friend. I just don't know. And she feels very sad, and next morning she gets up early in the morning, and first thing she sees is whether the leaf is there or not. She runs to see whether the leaf is there or not, and she sees that the leaf is there. She was very happy, and she comes to Johnsy and sees that Johnsy is also looking at the leaf, and Johnsy is also very happy, and rather she has turned her face and she has gone to sleep.
Excuse me, ma'am. Once you try, please.
I'm trying. Yeah, I am doing that only. So I have to switch off this one, isn't it?
So one thing, madam, and Arvind also. that during this period I want to say something among the audience. Am I audible to you all?
Yes, sir.
Respected
Yes, sir.
Chairman of GODDA DUMKA JAMTARA Chairman, Mr. Pranesh Solomon and Pradipta Mukherjee. My dear CEO, Mr. Jubin Bose, he is not only a mentor, but he is what he is doing. You people can't imagine what he is doing with the 6 district. Rather, it is a discussion issue for the other states also. Forget the district, other states also I repeat. I want to say something to my few teachers. Now the strength is 744 as I am saying. I want to say all of them. Lot of queries are coming from yesterday. I want to answer their queries. First of all, you have to register yourself with proper ID, with OASIS ID, what you have entered from your school principals to the CBSE site. That ID is required. But problems are coming from the CBSE site, what we are seeing that even ID is wrong, mail ID is wrong, school name is wrong, not for all, but in few cases. School affiliation number is wrong, then how you deserve the certificate and you are putting the queries in the group? This is number one. So here, first of all, you register yourself very properly. Second, you attend the session, listen your resource person very fluently, very strictly. And final stage, attendance and feedback session, you give the proper feedback, attendance, both. It is because when the principals trainings are going on, principals has also give the questionnaire session from the NEP book. They are giving the answers, they are permitted to get the certificate. So after 15 minutes, today the session will be closed by 5 o'clock. So 5:15 up to 5:15, the system will open, link will be open. And this registration link also we are going to provide from today, last 15 minutes further. It is because few are leaving the program, few have the capacity, few have the internet connection problem, few have net problem, lot of issues are coming. So by seeing these issues, today from today onwards, or not onwards, today we want to check that one. Only 15 minutes we will provide further registration link as well as feedback and registration link. I think I am clear to you all. If not, further मैं बता रहा हूं आपको, पहले आप registration करेंगे, proper ID, स्कूल नाम, स्कूल का एफिलिएशन नंबर, स्कूल का एड्रेस वगैरह जहां भी जो है मेल आईडी प्रॉपर देंगे जो ओएसिस में आपका प्रिंसिपल साहब भरे हैं. अदरवाइज ये एक्सेप्टेड नहीं होगा बिकॉज वी आर टेलिड दैट वन फ्रॉम द सीबीएसई साइड. दैट इज नंबर वन. दूसरी बात है, अटेंडेंस सेशन में आपको रिसोर्स पर्सन जो बता रहे हैं उनको प्रॉपरली सुनना है. और थर्ड स्टेज में अटेंडेंस और फीडबैक स्टिपुलेटेड टाइम में आपको भर के खत्म करना है. दैट इज 15 मिनट्स ओनली. उसके बाद आपको टाइम नहीं मिलेंगे. आज के लिए एक स्पेशल चीज है, जो मान लीजिए कि कुछ किसी को लिंक छूट गया, किसी का आपको इंटरनेट का कनेक्शन कमजोर है, दुमका जामताड़ा एरिया में इंटरनेट का भी प्रॉब्लम है, इसीलिए फर्दर हम लोग रजिस्ट्रेशन का लिंक उस समय 15 मिनट आपको देंगे. इट इज नॉट ए पर्टिकुलर माने फॉर एवर इशू. टुडे ओनली वी आर गोइंग टू ट्राई दिस वन बिकॉज इट इज 738 कैंडिडेट वी आर सीइंग. कुछ अभी फिर छोड़ दिए हैं, ये लोग घुस नहीं पाएंगे. एट दैट टाइम you registered yourself, put up your feedback, put up your attendance and get the certificate. I think I am clear to you all. Thank you. And one thing more, Jubin Bose sir is not a mentor. He is the CEO of this confederation. Remember this. Is it? So we are very much thankful to get something like Jubin Bose. Thank you all. And hand over to Mrs. Sujata Ranjan. What happened? Arvind,
Yes, sir.
मैडम म्यूट कर दिए.
No, sir. Madam is co-host. They can unmute themselves. She can unmute, sir. Sujata ma'am, please continue.
Chat box 11 queries are there. It is related to waiting session reduced. Students are not burdened. It is her answer.
Connecting, sir. My PPT is getting connected.
Any question related to training, if anything?
No, sir. No, sir.
Mr. Arvind, it is clear to you now for today what you have to do.
Yes, sir.
So you give the registration link for 15 minutes as well as feedback and attendance link also.
Okay, sir. Miss, your PPT is visible. Please unmute yourself.
Now, am I visible?
Yes, miss.
Audible? Am
Yes,
I
miss.
audible?
Yes, miss. Please continue.
Am I visible?
Yes, miss. Please continue.
Okay. So I have already done this and I'm doing Birdman, and this is the PPT that I made for you. And you can see how these two girls are looking at the leaf, and they were waiting for the, like, one girl was waiting for the leaf to fall, and the other girl was thinking how to help her, isn't it? And the old man, so till where I did was that she then when she was very happy and saw Johnsy was also very happy and she was sleeping, she went to tell the old man, Burman, that acha, to start your video. Okay, it started now. So she went and tell the old man that Johnsy is fine. When she went to say this, she found that he was very sick, like almost dead. Birdman was almost dead. And everybody was saying that, this man has got wet last night, and hence this man is almost dying, and he's having severe fever and high fever. Nobody could understand what had happened. It was found that Birdman was suffering from pneumonia because of the cold and had died. And later on, they found out, there are many things in between, I'm not going into all those details. They found out that the last leaf that was there on that plant was not a real leaf. It was a leaf drawn by Birdman and stuck there, because he felt so bad when he heard that just if the leaf falls, this girl will die. He felt, why can't I do something? I always wanted to make a masterpiece. I had never done one. Let me see if I can make such a leaf, so beautiful a leaf, so real and original a leaf, that even two artists couldn't understand that it was a leaf that had been drawn. So what was the masterpiece? This leaf was the masterpiece. So this is how we finish the literature part. Now let me come to the next one. Now again, it is stuck. So now we come to the language part. Okay. And that is the best thing that we can do right now. That once we have done it, now we are going to the, oh, acha, okay. I just missed this post-learning practice. I just missed this. After you have taught, we cannot go to the language. First, we'll finish this. You will, of course, do the word meanings. If you don't want them to write, you can at least tell them what are the meanings. If there are some tough words, you can tell them. In junior classes, this story that I was telling about is in class 10. But in the junior classes, in all those classes where you are taking, or say all the secondary classes, you can consider it to be 8, 9, 10 if you wish to. Frame sentences, you must do this in the class. Give them a few words and ask them, test them, how they can frame sentences. You'll find different children having different ideas. So let them learn this. Then there can be reference to the context. Okay, so you can give a few lines, and you can, this we do in Hindi, in English, in every subject. And nowadays you have your even case studies, etc., in the other subjects as well, science also. So you can give them a context, a few lines, and a few questions after that, and ask them to answer accordingly. Read the context and answer. You can make MCQs. All of us who have become very tech savvy nowadays, we are all making Google Forms. So you make MCQs for them, and you can make these through Google Form. You can make very easily, and you can post it. If that will be very nice, blended learning also. Everything you cannot do in the class. You can't write so many questions and options in the class. You can give it to them as a Google Form, as a practice. You can, of course, you will of course do the question answers, and short answer, long answer, both ways. Children learn it. There can be open house discussions. Let there be open house discussions on any topic, on an extrapolatory subject. I hope you know what is extrapolation. No, something beyond. Okay, it is not in the story, but it could have happened. Imagine you are so and so. What would you like to do? Something like this. You go beyond it. So open house discussion. If you get a debatable topic in between, in the story itself, let there be discussion. Let the children participate. Make quizzes and ask the children. Like I was telling you in my previous class also. In collaborative learning also, I was telling you, quizzes are a very good medium of teaching something in a very interesting manner. So you can do that. And if you are a great speaker, you are a great presenter, I am sure they will be interested. Now let us come to language. Now we have to explore language. How are we going to do this? So we have to, basic things that must be touched upon is tenses. You cannot do without it. And this is not only one class that you have to do. It is a continuous process. Tenses must be taught right from, say, I can tell you simple present and all these tenses, simple present, simple past, these tenses can start from class 4 itself. Little basic idea about verb, the verb table, V1, V2, V3. And this we are having in all languages. It's not only English, all languages. Teach them tenses positively. And I also feel the old method of learning the verb table is a must be done. Because they always lag behind in tenses. They do not know. And I have seen many learned people do not know. Many learned people do not know. Like, there is a common error where had plus V3 is not known to people. Even like, this is a common error, I'll tell you. Miss, ma'am, the bus has came. This is a very common error. Bus has come. And why come? Because V3 is used there. And what is V3 of come? Come, came, come. Many people do not know. Did not brought is a very common error. Did not knew is a very common error. Did not know. Did not goes with V1. And this should be like, you put it into the head that you cannot say these wrong, these mistakes you cannot make when you are speaking. So did not brought, I have heard even the teachers doing so. Did not heard, did not knew, did not brought, all wrong. Did not bring, did not hear, did not know. Once you do tenses, you know, the next thing that comes is narration. With senior classes, you have to do till class 10, you must in 11 also. Like narration is a must. They must know how to do direct, indirect speech. Statements, how conversions, transformations of statements are done, how questions are transformed, how commands are transformed, how requests are transformed. So these things have to be done. Gap filling. You know, these are very common exercises and very interesting exercises. Children love it. So give them gap filling. You may or may not give options. You may or may not provide them a cue, but give them gap filling exercises. Of course, rearrangement is a must. Again, you know, these are going on from, say, class 6 itself, or you can even do it before that if you want to give them a thorough practice. Short sentences can be given as rearrangement, and they do it so well. And it can be turn-wise also they can do. Descriptive paragraph. Now we come to, because you know this language and literature, I told you there's literature and language. In language, we have reading as, writing as well as grammar. So grammar are these only for the secondary classes, and in writing portion, that's huge. And that is huge because, you know, you have to have basic knowledge of English in order to be a good writer of English. In order to be able to write something during those 3 hours, think and write. First, you have to think, and then only can you write. I'll come to that later. So what are the things that we have to do? Descriptive paragraphs. So this time I have seen there's a little bit of change. Diary entries are there and story writings are there. So for diary entry, how we do, I'm coming to the next one. But let me tell you, for diary entry, we all know what are diaries. Every night, you write a page in your diary, which is a very good writing practice for children. You write a page in your diary, stating what all happened the whole day. And if there are some memorable things, positively mention those. And if there are some, common, usual things happening the whole day, those things also can be mentioned. So you put the children into a habit of writing a diary, maintaining a diary. And, you know, later on when you read those, you feel very nice. So diary entry is that. And in a diary entry, you know, what are the basic things? Since it is your diary and you are writing a page in your diary, so you will, there is no need of signing it off, no need of writing your name at the end of the diary. You must start the diary with the day, date, time, place. 4 things must be mentioned. Like it is always there in the diary, you must have seen. The time, the date is already there. So the date is there, you put the date. Days are also there in some of the diaries. Okay, so day, date, time, place. How I remember DDTP, make them just tell them that you have to remember DDTP. So day, date, time, place. If you do not know the place, say you are thinking, what place will I write? Why are you wasting time? Don't think. X place, Y place, P place, A place, B place, but right place. Okay. And so I told you time. Time is generally a little bit late at night. Say, tell them that it can be 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30. That's it. Okay. So the timing also must be told. Now, for place, again, you know, sometimes we test them for the place also. So there what we do is, suppose you know the chapter and you know that so-and-so incident happened in, say, if it is Malgudi days. For example, it just came to my mind. Suppose it is Malgudi days. And you all must be knowing the story and the serial, the popular serial that we all used to see when we were quite small. We were young, like you all were young, most of you. So at that time, you know, this Malgudi days, I'll just switch on the video after some time. Malgudi days, suppose it is there, then what will you do in the place? Of course, Malgudi. So there's no thinking about it. In that case, you know that it will be Malgudi. Then it is story writing. So this is the second thing. And this, you know, very peculiarly, CBSE expects that children will be writing stories, which is very tough. Okay, it's not the cup of tea of everybody to write stories. That we all know. We have to understand this thing. But still, it is an expectation that children should be able to write stories. Stories can be based on a beginning. You know, they sometimes give you a line and they ask you to complete. It can be some outlines are given and you will write develop a story from that, or you can have a cue. Okay, you can give them a clue or a cue and tell them to start the story from here. Okay, yesterday as I was going to school, ... Continue, and that will be a story. Make it into a story. Suppose you make it into a story, then what is the basic thing that the story must have? Of course, a title. So there must be a title of the story. Let them think about the title of the story and give it give the title. Supply the title. Title has a mark also. And who has written the story? So it can be, because we generally tell our children not to write their own names in the answer paper, in the board answer papers. So they can be made to teach, you can teach them to write XYZ, ABC, or if any name is already supplied in the question, that particular name can be written. So we can give them a practice of this, that you write, just tell them the format, that there has to be a title, then the storyline and the name, or just under the title, put the name. Now, a few things that must be written, that must be thought about while writing a story is, try to keep a surprise element in it. Think of what are the characters that I'm going to use in the story. Will the characters have some typical characteristics? Think about all this. Tell them, teach them that you have to first think of the characters, think of the plot, then the characters, first the plot. What will the story be about? And what are the characters? And one peculiar thing that I have often noticed is, you know, children love writing stories about theft, dacoity, chain snatching. I don't know, because there's so much of negativity around. Mostly children will write about all this, kidnappings. So tell them that write a story with a moral and mention the moral at the end. On what moral are you making the story? What is your thought process? That comes clear from that story. If you're just thinking or negative, you are writing a story also negative, you know, it gives a very bad idea about you. This is what I personally feel, and I feel all the children must be taught this. No, that there should be a particular moral. What do you learn from this story? I have written this story. Like, even all of us think, when we are teaching a story, don't we all think that, why has this story been added? What do we want to teach the student from this story? What are they going to learn from this story? So see, every story has an inherent message, should have an inherent message. So that can be taught to the children, okay, that you must write it. The next one now, just a minute. Now the stages of writing. See, in primary school, very interesting. See this one. In primary school, learners go through 4 stages of writing to develop their writing skill. What do? You know, gradually they learn. So first they copy. You write something, they write it. Then Say for a paragraph on my school, this is how we start, isn't it? A paragraph on my mother or my family, things like this. Then they are given should be given a guided writing. Give them a few words and tell them, frame the lines yourself. I have given you the clue. You frame the lines yourself. Then you give them a controlled writing. Okay, what is this controlled writing? Just now I told you that I have given a beginning or an end, or I have given you a restriction of a moral. So you are controlling the writing. And that will develop into an independent writing in later life. Okay, or even when they are seniors, like suppose those who are going to class 12 till 10, if these things can go on, then in 12 they will be able to write. You know, you have seen, all of us have seen, you know, the children find a lot of trouble when they are asked to write about on 10 marks. You have to make a 10 marks answer. You know, they wonder, what are we going to write? 10 marks mein kya likhenge, ma'am? One para I can understand, but how do I write so much? This is what they feel, because they basically they do not have that habit of writing. They just write answers. But and another thing that they do, when there is no other way out to lengthen the answer, they repeat the line. They repeat the line. After every two lines, they repeat the line. The whole thing becomes rubbish. Nobody likes reading it, and nobody gives marks for those answers. Because, you know, soon the evaluator understands that you have just repeated. So the children have to be told this, that you make a rough draft. Make a rough draft. That is the best method. And in that rough draft, you just jot down what will be your story about. Or even the diary, the writing section, whatever questions are there. That these are the points that I'm going to add. And these are the things that I will not miss. And then when you start writing, because, you know, it will take time. The part that is prepared, the literature part, you can finish it off. But writing section will take time. You have to think and write. Now, see the step-by-step improvement of writing. I am banging more on this, you know, because, you know, the biggest hurdle is this writing section. In 1 hour, I had to touch upon language and literature. So, you know, writing section is always a difficult, hard nut to crack. So it becomes difficult. So initially, what did they do? Remember, learn. They used to recall. Whatever was given, whatever was written, I give it this connotation. What is written in that box is applicable at a later stage. But right now, I give it another connotation. See, remembering. First, you remember. When you give the answers to the children, ask them to learn, to memorize. They come and write the same thing. Then the next stage is understand what has been written. Just don't learn like a parrot. Understand, then write. The third stage, whatever you have learned, apply that. You have learned certain things, so apply it. Then analyze and write. Okay, don't just write. So it's not only memorizing, it's not only understanding, it's not only applying, but it is analyzing. Is this okay? Is that fine? Should I write this? Will there be a comparative study here? Will it look good if I put this one? I'll analyze a little bit more, and I'll think about it a little bit more, and I will make it a little bit more technical, sort of proper writing. When we think about, you know, all the constituents of the writing, there should be an introduction, a proper introduction should be there. Then there will be the subject matter, the content, and where we can discuss about certain issues. This same thing applies to the letters also, letters to the editors. Okay, if it's an issue, we have to deal that issue. We have to find out a suggestion. Very important. If you are writing a letter to the editor, you cannot do without giving suggestions. It's a must. So then you will think about what suggestions should I give. So you put some suggestions. Then you have to evaluate, make judgments based on that set of guidelines. You have to think again, like I told you, good, bad, I can curtail this, I need not add this. This is an extra thing that I'm adding, there's no need to, I can just do away with this. Finally, put all the information together in an innovative way, and you have created a wonderful writer. This is for magazines you can write. You have prepared the child to write for magazines. You have prepared the child to write stories that can be published. You have prepared the child for writing, not only for exam, but for higher order thinking. You have, if it is only for exam, if it is only doing something for exam, then there is somebody who is annotating. So you haven't done your job properly. Of course, there are children who study only because they have to pass the exams. But there can never be teachers who are teaching only because they want their children to pass the exams. Teachers prepare children for the world. Teachers prepare children for life. So teachers cannot say that I have prepared my child, my students for exams and they'll get very good marks. But I don't know what will happen in life. That you can't say. Children might be like that. The checklist. Okay, now you want to gain expertise. So what will you do? You will have a checklist. Make a checklist for yourself. Focus and coherence. Is the paper focused? Whatever I'm writing, the story that I'm writing, is it focused? Have I thought and written them? Organize whatever sentences, etc. I have organized them. No, there is one rule that was told in the main course book, those who have taught the main course book, the coder. Collect ideas, put them into order. Okay, so that same thing. So then you organize them. Then development of the ideas. Then the voice. Okay, engage the readers through, like if I'm reading that story, if I'm reading that write-up, am I liking it? Is anybody liking it? Sometimes we read the things that the children write and we are astonished that during the exam period, during that 3 hours time or 2 hours time, how could the child even think this way and write it? So has the student been able to convey what he or she wanted to? And the last one, did I have a good control of? Yes, very important. Everything is important. And you know that those who have been evaluators, they know this, that you have to have fluency, you have to have expression, you have to have content. Isn't it? CFE, that is what we marked on. So content kaisa hai? Fluency kaisa hai? And expression kaisa hai? Is the child able to write in proper punctuation marks, capital letters, spellings, grammar, usage, sentence structure? Are all these things going proper? Just having grand ideas, very nice word power and everything will not do. Putting them in the right place is also very, very important. That I know what is to be written where, and that there is coherence, that every line is connected to the next line, that they are adhering properly, they are coherent, they are connected properly. So it has to be very smooth. So only then you are able to create the children for writing better. So I am revising it once again. Brainstorm. Main idea. So first brainstorm. This is one that you can do in the class also. Okay, brainstorm. Ask the children. I have done this before also. I have told you this term. Brainstorming you have to do. Okay, gather the ideas. You give a topic on the book. Tell the children to speak about it. Get their ideas. Let people think about it. All the children, get them on their, like, alarm them, wake them up, let them give some ideas. Then you start jotting down the points, whatever points come and are relevant, jot them down. Then you write one detailed point, just as a guide. Then you write the second detailed sentence. Then you write the third detailed sentence. If you are guiding him, if you are guiding the student, if you are guiding the student for throughout, then you write the sentences as and when the ideas come from the children. If you are not guiding the students throughout, you are just giving them a beginning, then detail 1 sentence, detail 2 sentence, detail 3 sentence, and carry on. Tell the students to carry on. Conclude, finish it off, ask them, how do you think you will end the sentence, the write-up? If it's a story, how do you want? A very common thing that I have seen most of the children like to do, writing the story, the whole story is over, and finally they write, and suddenly my mother woke me up, and actually I was dreaming. This is a very common thing that you will find most of the children do. Anyway, they can give a nice, interesting conclusion, and they can even put a quotation if they want to, end it with a quotation. It's very nice to read if they remember something. And finally, do the editing part. Tell the children that once again read it. Revision is a must. Tell them that after you have read, please, after you have written everything, give it a reading, and a slow reading, and concentrated reading. Then you will come across mistakes that you have made unknowingly. So you come across, as and when you come across those mistakes, try to correct them, edit them. So, and it is a very slow process. Let me tell you, teaching writing or helping children to learn writing is not an easy task. It's a very difficult task, especially because none of our children are native speakers of English. And all of them think in Hindi and write in English. Everybody does. So it's not an easy task. I have something in the chat box. I don't know who has written what. Let me just check it. What is written here? Okay, the attendance link is there. Okay. And I'm just about to complete it. But I'll give you one task. I was missing the task because it was just 1 hour and I had lots to say, and there were some glitches also. So I have the task. And let me see if I can get that task right now. It's an interesting one. And all the teachers who want to write something, who want to make some queries, or leave us, let us even discuss. Sometimes it is our Mr. H.K. Sharma, please don't do this, please don't annotate. So at times if you ask questions, so those questions might be very common, but it might have I might have missed those. So we also start thinking in a new way. So that will be very interesting if some of you could please enable the chat box and let Arvind sir please do so, and let them write something. Let them write if they think that this way it is going to help them or not. Is it going to help them? Are you thinking that teaching them how to write will be an easy task? Do you think there are so many queries that I'm making? Do you think that if you are asking the students to do the writing portion in this manner, or asking them to keep a diary, maintain a diary for themselves, do you think it will be easy for them? Will they really do so? Yeah, here is your activity. Let me see how many of you come with your answers. Let me see what you understand from this. I was eagerly waiting. I have already started getting some chats here. Yes, ma'am. Okay, this is a story. ma'am. Use of verb, Lily Kusum, ma'am. Yes, you are back in action. Not so easy, but we can tempt them again and again. Yeah, exactly, Ritika Sena. Yeah, that's true. We can tempt them to write as it will help them. Exactly. Yeah. Tenses. Yes, Chitrupam is. Yes, that is tenses. Explain the chapter. Which chapter? Explain which chapter, ma'am? Couldn't understand. Tell me, you all are not giving me the answers to this. I have given you a task showing actions. Yes, Jaya Kumari ma'am. Yeah, correct. But what? I want the words. You are not understanding what I have given this. What is it? What is it? First one is what? An art of framing sentences using pictures. Yes. No, you give me the words. I said, I know. Okay. You know what is to be done. What is it that you know? You tell me what is the first answer? I dash to school. Are you understanding? I've given an action. I've given an action. Yeah, go. Correct. Next one. Go, went. Isn't it? Go or went. Both are correct. Second one. Second one. Quickly. Read or reads. Read or reads. Is reading. Is reading. Yes. Is reading. Not reading, but yes, reads. Next one. What is the next one? Next. Third one. I have given you a lot of job. Third one. They have written. Okay. They wrote. Yes, they wrote. They are writing. Writing W-R-I-T-I-N-G. 1 T. These are common errors. Please don't. Sanju Bala ma'am, please don't annotate. Okay. They has been. Nahi. They have been. They have been. Has nahi hoga na. They hai na. The next one. What is the next one? I can't see this. It has covered the singing. Okay. The next. Have been for plural. Yeah. He baked a cake. Backed nahi. B-A-C-K-E-D. Baked a cake. B-A-K-E-D. The boy what? Number 20. The boy are running fast. Who's running fast? Which one is this? Are running fast. Which number is this? Different actions oriented situations in different tense in coordination with the subject. Yes, Muhammad Said. Yes, correct. Is very nice. Is preparing a lemonade. Yes, correct. Is making in number 20 is making. Very good. So still, you know, the time is up, but many of you are still writing. That's very nice. They are running fast. The boy is making a snowman. Yes, the boy is making, has made anything. Because sometimes, you know, with the picture, you won't be able to understand. She, number 15, she what? Let me see what answer comes. Okay, so, you know, I'll try to send this PPT. I'll try to send this PPT to the group. Okay, you can use it as or only this particular exercise I can send you. Let me see if it is. She's feeding. Very good. She's feeding. She's watching. She's feeding. Very good. So they are playing chess. So you can use it in your class and see how the children react. Okay, and they'll all make sentences with it. And they'll love it. I'm sure they'll love it because they'll get so many pictures and their mind keeps thinking, what is there after this? What should I write? What will be the word? How do I what changes do I make in the word? Like we were making mistakes, isn't it? And we don't, there's no harm. We can make mistakes, no problem. We can make mistakes, but we have to be prepared when we are going into the class. So they are writing letters and all these, you know, you can just make pictures. This much drawing we all can do. And especially language teachers can do this very well. She's putting grain to birds. Putting grain. Feeding is the best. Okay. Okay then. So I think I have been, though there were initial glitches, I think I have been able to deliver what I wanted to, and I hope y'all liked it. It took me a long time to make this, but I'm so sorry I was not able to connect due to various reasons, and I hope you liked, all of you liked it. Thank you everyone. Thanks a lot to all for bearing me for such a long time. I'm still getting answers. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, please accept our
Thank you so much.
thanks for great presentation. I really appreciated your lecture and felt as if you are speaking directly to me. Again, thank you a lot, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite our today's session chief guest, Mr. Naresh Chandra Thakur, sir, Secretary of SAHODAYA DUMKA JAMTARA chapter, and also he is the principal of Siddho Kanu High School, DUMKA, for word of appreciating to all the participants who are present here. I welcome Naresh Chandra Thakur, sir. Sir, please. Naresh, sir.
Yes, sir.
We continue, sir.
I am audible, sir.
Yes, continue.
There are some problem here, sir. Net problems.
Hmm.
I'm audible, sir.
Everywhere,
I'm audible,
everywhere.
ma'am. I'm audible, ma'am.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Sarve bhavantu sukhino, sarve santu niramaya. Good evening to all the respected personality and dignitary of SAHODAYA School Complex. On behalf of SAHODAYA School Complex, DUMKA and JAMTARA, I, the Secretary, Naresh Thakur, also the Principal of Siddho Kanu High School, DUMKA, want to congratulate most respected Sir T.K. Sinha, Chairperson of Jksm, SAHODAYA School Complex, for his relentless work in SAHODAYA Complex. Without his support and cooperation, we are just like a rudderless ship. I salute him for his immense labor and guidance to we all the people. Also, I would like to thank Sir Jubin Bose for guiding and mentoring us in a nice manner so that we could complete our work in a prescribed way. Again, I would like to congratulate Sir Suleiman, Chairperson of GODDA, respected Sir Pradipto Mukherjee, Chairperson of DUMKA and JAMTARA, Sir Arvind Kumar, Technical Head, all other Chairperson, Principal Sirs, STNC, and all the respected and beloved teachers for their outstanding cooperation and coordination in the entire work. Last but not least, respected ma'am, Sujata ma'am, I am proud of you, really proud of you. I want to thank our respected ma'am Sujata, today's resource person, for her excellent word and valuable knowledge sharing with us. What a marvelous session it was. I hope that new session will bring a lot of joy and happiness in our life. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody. Good night, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Now I would like to request Vikram Pramanik, sir, Vice Principal of Delhi Public School, Patlabadi, Panchayat, for conclude the program. Sir, please.
Thank
Vikram,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bhagat sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for inviting me. First of all, being an English teacher, I was feeling very bad at the starting, definitely. With my words, I think ma'am is smiling right now. Yes, I was, because at the starting, I was feeling very happy because of the today's topic. Being an English teacher, I thought that I would be one of the people quite benefited after the session. But it's starting time, really, we know because of the glitches that ma'am faced, and we started suffering. But somehow it was managed, and finally, ma'am very gracefully finished her session. So thank you very much, ma'am, for giving such a nice explanation that we really need in our class. Being an English teacher, I'm just sharing my feeling with you. Now, coming to the point, as Badal sir has invited me for the closure of this program, uh, at first I would like to introduce myself. Although Badal sir has told my name, myself Vikram Pramanik, and right now I'm working as vice principal in Valley Public School, Patlabadi. I'm very fortunate at the same time. It is my privilege that I'm proposing vote of thanks to everyone, those the dignitaries and all talented people are really gathered over here. Chairman or chairperson of Jksm Sahodaya, Mr. TK Sinha sir, for his really always he's a person that always trying to give something to all of us and helping us always. Chairperson of Vice Chairman of JKSM Sahodaya School Complex Dhanbad, Mr. Basudev Mahato is my mentor as well. CEO, Mr. Jubin Bose, at the same time, principal of SGD Modern School. I really want to thank these all people for their great work or to accommodate all these 6 districts together for this online training sessions in-house. At the same time, we cannot connive the importance of the 2 other people. Chairperson Pradipta Mukherjee, Jamtara and DUMKA, the chairperson of Jamtara and DUMKA Sahodaya, and Pranesh Sholoman sir, chairperson of GODDA. I would like to pay my respect and thanks that they have spared their time to attend this session. And all the principals, HTMCs, their teachers from different schools, they all are given the same respect from my side, from all the members of JKSM Sahodaya to be very active for this program. Thank you very much. At the same time, we cannot forget the important role of the offline people or the off-stage people. Arvind sir, the technician, who's always with us whenever we are facing any kind of problem, he is there to solve it. So thank you very much, sir. And once again, thank you very much for all. And Sujata Ranjan, Mrs. Sujata Ranjan, for making this program very good and really very, very beneficial for all of us. Really, we are going to use it in our classes, especially being an English teacher. I feel very much happy and benefited. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Badal sir, is it off then?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Then thank you very much, sir. Then you can leave, no?